So now we have, okay, Esther's preparation is culminating to this very moment. The 12 months are up. She's going to go see the king. She's not going to be a virgin when she leaves. Don't anybody be fooled by that. She had to sacrifice that too. But not her heart, not the purity of her heart. And she wisely asked for some advice. You know? She didn't get into a little henpecking party and figure out what she was going to wear. She asked Haggai, well, how do I win favor here? And he helped her. And it sounds like it was pretty minimal. Because she was well prepared already in her spirit. Well, who knows how that night went? I thought about it, and it's like, what happened, you know? Was her speech favorable? But whatever it was, he was smitten. And there were a lot of beautiful women that he had seen. That went way beyond her physical appearance, people. But physical appearance is important, so don't underestimate the whole psychology of dress.
To give you an example, Jean Brown was a member of Good Samaritan for many years. She's been dead now for several years, but she weighed probably 350 to 400 pounds. But she was a queen in her spirit. And a woman that she had that charisma. When she went by, you knew something special had walked by. And I don't think that beauty has anything to do with your weight. It has to do with your inner spirit, which will come right out of you. It'll glow right out of you.
So dress for your inner spirit. I oftentimes ask the Holy Spirit how to dress. And I am surprised how much effect that can have. Because his description in the Bible has to do with his dress. Ezekiel's description in the vision, very descriptive of what it looked like. So if you need to be challenged in dressing appropriately for certain things, be open to that. If you're on the wrestling team, guys, you're not going to come to this Bible study in your wrestling outfit. It's it'd be odd.
Can you be Jacob wrestling with the angel in the sword?
You'll get a lot of attention. So anyway, there's just that point I did want to make that, if you got a unibrow going on, you might want to wax it. Because people what they do see first is the body. And so we want to make that an appealing vision. Doesn't matter what you've been given. Blue eyes, brown eyes, I don't care what you've been given. You're all stars. So get that in your spirit. Okay. Her struggle, she's going to go meet with a king. She's going to be sexually engaged. She got through it. However, and the Spirit of God helped her, okay? Not only did she get through it, she got the crown. Now there's a whole other authority level going on here, okay? And I see in Esther that she struggles with her new authority because it's sort of like teetering between two worlds here. Now I actually have some position here that maybe I can navigate myself in, and maybe it won't be as bad, or maybe it'll look a little different. And it's a whole new world for her. And she's all of a sudden getting a lot of attention. There's a whole banquet. I just remember at my wedding, I smiled so long, my face hurt. So she goes from this intensity to now this celebration, and that's a big emotional shift right there. So she's the king's side glory, okay? And then she gets sent back to the harem. Boy, talk about up and down and roller coaster ride. So is your life like that sometimes? It's part of what happens. So she's sent back to a different type of harem. This is the non-virgin harem. And she just goes on with her life. It's at this point that it's repeated that Mordecai finds out about the two eunuchs. Now, Mordecai's attitude is unbelievable to me. Not only did they take his wife, daughter, and not only are there people who have suffered greatly under this man, but he doesn't do spiteful things back. He actually protects the king. And now, actually, it was protecting Esther too. So even though that's stated in the first part of the Jerusalem Bible, it actually comes in chapter 2. So Mordecai, finds out about this plot, and he tells the queen to let the king know. So this tells me that the queen could go to the king here without a problem. So there was obviously some going back and forth. Now we introduce Haman.
And when we go to the Purim and they're reading it in Hebrew, every time the word Haman is said in the whole service, all hell will break loose of noisemakers pounding on pots and pans. It's going to be a loud noise every time the word Haman is said. So you'll always know one word in Hebrew, and that'll be Haman, and you'll know they said Haman.
That his name not be heard in the earth. That's why they do it.
That his name not be heard. So they drown it out with noise.
That evil not be heard, that evil not be among you. So here we have some ancestral history lessons here. He's an Agite. And this is clues to where some tensions are in the historical places in the Bible. When King Saul was commanded by God to wipe out the Amaleks, he didn't wipe them all out. The saying, to obey is better than sacrifice. This is that whole incident. And there was a reason why God wanted them wiped out, okay? It was because they opposed the Israelites when they were coming out of the wilderness, and that really made God angry. And there was a discipline that God had on this nation. Well, when Saul didn't follow through with his what he was supposed to do, we see that this nation actually began to rise up again, which is Haman is a descendant. Okay? He's got it out for the Jews. It's an anti-Semitic spirit. Okay? Well, it says that the Lord will war against Amalek from generation to generation. God is always going to war against this. Okay? What's interesting is what his name means. And this brings it right down to our stuff, our flesh, because this sometimes hangs out with us. So the Amalek, the origin means to toil with, irksomeness, worry, wearing effort, whether of your body or your mind, grievance, iniquity, mischief, miserable, wickedness, sorrow, pain. That's where Amalek comes from. And Haman means to put into commotion, to disturb, to drive, to vex, to destroy. And the two words together have a kingship combined. Huh? So when you get a real understanding that this we have to get this off of us a lot, do I worry? What's that? Oh my gosh, I got a Haman thing happening. I should scream, I should yell. That's exactly what I need to do. Sometimes that's by the way, that works really well for me. I get radical when I feel like there's an oppression on me. I have to fight. I have to scream at it, shout at it, what have you. It works. You're going to look stupid, but it works. Who cares?